I am the owner of BHT Grooming and talk a lot about head shaving on this channel, beard care, and clothing reviews. So this is your all together one-stop men's grooming channel here on YouTube. So if you're into like reviews, head shaving, tutorials, advice, this channel is for you. So with that being said, I'm going to be going over 17 different head shavers that I have collected over time, that I had a chance over the last 3 years to try out. Some are my favorites, some are just okay, and some of them are just complete a waste of money. So I'm hoping with this video today that it will help you make educated decisions and save your money on some of these head shavers. Maybe you're wondering, should you buy one of these head shavers that I might be talking about today? And if I do talk about these head shavers and it saves you money, I would just ask one thing: would you please consider hitting the like button? Because if this does help you guys out, it will help the channel out. And make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're into this type of stuff, and hit that bell so every time I do a review on men's grooming, any type of head shaving or beard care stuff, you are notified. So before I get into any of these head shavers and kind of ranking them, I do want to kind of talk about just a couple of things, what I've learned over the last 20 years in head shaving. Number one, I want to get the elephant out of the room, if you will. And that is, and I'm sure people have heard it. I've heard it a lot on this channel, and I'm just going to say this: no electric head shaver is ever going to get that baby butt smooth, clean shaven look. Okay, a lot of people ask me how do I have this shiny looking, clear, clean head, if you will. And I take care of my head. I use products, but I do use a razor on my head twice a week. I don't use it every day. I use a head shaver, but I also use a razor at least twice a week. And so it's usually 2 times a week. It'll be like every other time I use my head shaver. So the head shaver, the main purpose for these head shavers is not to get a close shave like a razor. It's to get a close enough shave where it looks like it's really nice and presentable, like it's shaved, but to do it in a faster time and also more convenient way, and a way to maintain a clean looking shaven head with more, I should say, less work, but also keep your head from getting nicks, cuts, and all those things that come along with razors, especially if you're in a hurry. So these electric head shavers are nice when it comes to saving time, and being able to do them anywhere you want. So you can do wet shaving or dry shaving. You can do dry shaving in the car. You can do it in the front room. You can do it in your office. You can do it anywhere. It's practically the easiest thing ever when it comes to shaving your head. But with that being said, I personally prefer using products on my head because it will reduce irritations and stuff like that, especially in the back of the neck here where most guys get irritation. And so I'm going to show you some things that I do. So I always use a good pre-shave oil. Now I have the pre-shave oil right here from my company, BHT Grooming, Beards, Has, and Threads, obviously, where it is tailored for your head, you know, the follicles in your head, the glands and all that. It basically, what it does is it's going to soften the follicle at the gland, making it super easy, or I guess closer to cut your hair where it's a lot closer to the scalp. So always use a pre-shave oil. All right, the way I do it is I put the pre-shave oil on, I wait a few minutes, and then I will put clear shave gel on. So I do not use foam gel, or sorry, foam cream or anything like that. I use clear shave gel. All right, you don't have to have this one. This is one that I have that I use, Volt. I also use Tim 45. It's got aloe vera in it, and it's got a great smell to it, or scent. I also like to use post aftershave moisturizer. This one is from Be Bald, but the one I use the most is from the Cut Buddy, and it's called the Bump Buddy. It is amazing, smells great, and it always just makes my head smell and just feel great, and it really reduces a lot of irritation. So I'll exfoliate my head like at least once a week. I'll do that kind of like, you know, before I shave my head one time, like throughout the week when I'm gonna shave my head. I shave my head twice a week with a razor, and I always hit it with the electric shaver first, and then I'll hit it with the razor, but every other day I'll use a head shaver, and every 3 days or 4 days, whatever it is, I'll use a traditional razor. And so the days that I use the traditional razor, I will exfoliate my skin on my head, and getting that extra layer of skin that is, it's dead skin that we don't really see off. So if you're interested in any of these products, I do have them available on my storefront, Amazon storefront, that is. It's in the description. So I'll leave that there. But I wanted to kind of go over just some initial thoughts on head shaving. If you're curious about shaving your head and you haven't taken that leap, maybe you're losing hair, you're thinning out on top. I joke around and say, well, I've been joking around for a long time, and I say like a horseshoe around your head, but there's a new one out there. I love this one. It's a cul-de-sac. If a cul-de-sac is starting to appear on your head, and you're starting to have like doubts and just, you're self-conscious about it, it's a good time to just take that leap and shave your head. One more thing I want to give you an advice. If you are wanting to shave your head, you need to trim your head down first, or your hair down. You need to buzz it down to no less, or sorry, no, yeah, I'd say no less than a quarter of an inch of hair. Because if you have anything longer than a quarter of an inch of hair and you use one of these electric head shavers, it's going to snag and pull the hairs out of your head. It's going to hurt. So trim it down. I recommend personally the Brio Beardscape version 2 or version 1. It's the same. Version 2 is going to have different, better upgraded cosmetics to it, but Brio's fantastic brand. So I want to throw it out to you again. I do have links and stuff. I will add links after this live stream to these things. But most of these head shavers, at least the ones I really think most people are into, I do have them on my storefront. So it's not going to cost you extra penny. It just kind of supports the channel. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. If you find good content here, make sure you hit the like button, guys. If you're into men's grooming, when it comes to head shaving, when it comes to beard care, when it comes to, fashion, like men's clothing, all that stuff, this is a good source for you guys to take advantage of. I do a lot of live streams, a lot of reviews, a lot of tutorials, a lot of tips, things I've discovered that will help you maintain the best look of a head, or just, your beard and all that stuff that you could possibly get. So this is for you guys. So I'm not going to go number one. I'm going to start at number 17. I've got 17 head shavers here, guys. I got a lot of head shavers, but I'm going to go with number 17, and that is going to be the Balder Pro. Now, a lot of people like this one. You'll find it at Walmart. Usually around Christmas time, they'll have like big old pallets of these. These run somewhere about 50 to 60 bucks, depending on where you get them at. But it's got the flip up back here, all these supposedly cool things that this thing offers. It's got a proprietary charger, but this is kind of hard to take off. That's not what I wanted to do. Kind of hard to take off this head right here off the cartridge. It's just like plastic here. But more than anything, it doesn't really work too well on the head. It's very, very like rough on my head. So I gave this a 17 because of the comfort. It is terrible on my head. Now somebody's going to say, well, this is a great, comfortable shaver. This guy's crazy. Just telling you my opinion, guys. Nothing here is going to take priority as far as, oh, I'm getting paid from this company or this company more. If I get paid for any of these companies, they're all going to be equal. So it's not going to matter. It's just going off of what I like the most. This doesn't have a digital display or anything like that. It just kind of tells you when it's green, it's charged and it's good. But all of a sudden, when it goes red, you're done. You don't have no idea what the battery life is in this. So Balder Pro, number 17. I'm going to go through this real fast, save you guys a lot of time. Number 16, this is going to probably, and what I want to say is I'm going through the skull shaver line. So there's a lot of people that ask me about skull shavers. So I'm going to include the skull shaver line inside of these because I have these. And for the most part, Skull Shaver is a good brand, but you're going to have some entry levels and moving all the way up to a very pricey one. We're going to determine if it's even worth your money. But number 16, I put let's see here, the Palm Shaver by Skull Shaver in this. This because it's the entry level. It's not even a Pitbull line here. It's just the basic entry, kind of like the butterfly that they sell. If you're wondering about this one, This is going to have a weaker battery, a weaker performance, and it's going to have blades that aren't going to last as long. So if you're getting into like starting out trying to head shave and you're looking for something cheap, this is an okay, I guess, you know, option. But if you're in it long term, definitely upgrade. All right, this does not have really an indicator at all. It just has a light, and then it goes dead. All right, so that's the Palm Shaver by School Shaver. Moving on to number 15. This is one that I liked in the beginning. Sometimes I still see them at Walmart up there, like, you know, there's shelves up there in the front of Walmart's where it says as seen on TV. This is the MicroTouch Titanium. In the beginning, I thought it was cool because it's like a nice palm type of, you know, head shaver. This one is dead because the battery's terrible in this. It's become very, very bad. Now, I know most batteries will eventually go bad because that's just what they do over time. But this one prematurely lost a lot of battery power. And, you know, the one thing I liked about it was the shape of the School Shaver, or I guess I should say the head shaver. But I like the fact that it was a USB-C charger that you can use on this, which makes it super easy and compatible with most phones. You know, you got a Google phone or Android phone, I should say, or a iPhone. You can use your chargers for head shaver. You know, you leave the house, you forget your charger. It's nice to have that, but again, it was okay, but it's just not the best shaver. So if you're looking into the MicroTouch Titanium, I'm telling you guys, you need to just look somewhere else because this is just trash. All right, moving on to the next one. This next one's going to be a shocker for many people. It's probably going to upset some people, but honestly, I'm not trying to make a lot of friends on here. I've got a lot of friends already, but I'm trying to have an audience that trusts me. Now, Freebird, the first original one, I don't like it. The head is little on this. I do not like the doors that open like this. It's because these things break off easily. And once they break, you got to buy another cartridge. And these things can become very expensive. By the way, Freebird wants you to use a subscription that they have. And so they will sell these for like $29.99, I think. And normally they're like 70 or something like that. I could be off on the price. I don't know for sure. But they try to get you locked in on getting a subscription to these. So now I know you have to read the fine print on the website. There's a lot of people that don't, and they've been upset because they bought these on the website thinking, oh, I'm getting a good deal on $30. Come to find out they were in a subscription, but I have to look at that and tell them, well, you need to read the fine print. So you can't really blame Freebird for that because we have to read the fine print. But doesn't really have a digital display or anything like that. You know, again, it's got the green deal, and you can see it's starting to blink. Perfect timing. The battery's going dead on this thing, okay? See how that's blinking? So you don't know what the percentage is. You could be shaving right now and like, oh, I hope that this isn't gonna die on me, but it's blinking red, so it's a good possibility that it could die. It doesn't really hold a lot of hair trappings in this little head. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. I will say that this thing is terrible with shaving the hairs around my ears, which that's the hardest part for a lot of these head shavers, getting right here. So when it's more coarser, you can always tell the difference between a really good head shaver and a cheaper one if it does not cut very good around the more coarser areas of your hair, okay? Or your head, I should say. So nothing too special about this. This is the Freebird Flex Series first generation. Moving on to the number 13 under that one. This is going to be another shocker to a lot of people, but this is the Manscaped Plus. They've got a Pro. I've never had the Pro, so I can't say. But the Pro is going to have an extra blade in the middle. It's going to be a 5. This is a 4, but you can see it does not really contour or flex very good at all. And I mean, it does come off pretty easy. I'll give it that. But USB-C charging capabilities, which I like that. I do like how it magnetizes. That's a plus. I've always liked that. It does have a little bit more area for the trappings, but very, very uncomfortable shave in my opinion. I personally think that Manscaped does fantastic with their marketing, but their innovation, they just fall straight down on their face on that one. So really can't say very good, many great things, I should say, you know, about Manscaped. I just really don't care for this head shaver. That's why it made number 13. Number 12, it's going to be another shocker for many people, but I just talked about the younger brother. I'm going to talk about the older brother. I got this a while back. This is the Freebird Pro, which is the upgrade from the Freebird Flex Series first one. And it looks a lot nicer. I mean, when you compare the two, it looks a lot sharper and nicer, right? It only has 4 heads instead of 5. The heads are, I don't know, they look like they're maybe, they look like they may be a little bit bigger, but they're not. It's just an illusion. But here's the deal. There's no middle blade here, so when you are going up and down, which I will say this, another pro tip I wanted to say in the beginning, always go in a circular motion with these head shavers, and I usually start back here and kind of work my way up, all right? Always use your hand to make sure you didn't miss any, but this one will leave a line right down the middle if you're going like this, you know, and it's because there's no blade in the middle. So I really don't like this, all right? Good to see you, Vaughn. So with that being said, there's no digital display other than the fact that it's got like 3 little dots there. Again, if it gets down to 1, you don't know exactly where you're at. So, you know, they could have put a USB-C charging port there, but they didn't. It's another proprietary charger. So this one, guys, honestly, it just did not cut my hair very good at all. I mean, just like the Freebird, the first one. Apparently, they have not innovated the blades on this too much. So, but yeah, it's that's just going to be number 12 in my opinion. So again, there's going to be people who's going to be offended by this maybe and upset, but this is just my head and what I'm telling you guys, honest truth, you know. It is what it is. Number 11, same thing. It's got the small heads on it. This is going to be the Cut Buddy. Now, when I got this, I tried it the first time. I liked it. It felt really comfortable. I think the reason why I loved it the most because it has an ergonomical, amazing feeling in the hand. I mean, I just love this handle. But here's the deal. These blades, they break easy. I haven't broken off this yet, but it does have a USB-C charger port right there, so that's a plus. It does have a digital display, which that's a plus. But I will say this. The bad thing about this one is the battery life is terrible. It goes down super, super fast. And the power on this one is not the greatest. I can't tell you exactly how many RPMs this has, but there are some that have like 7,000, some that have 9,000. I believe that the new one, I'm going to be testing it out soon, has 9,000 RPM. So we're going to see how that one handles my head. But you know, when you use shaving cream, like shaving soap, foam cream, all that stuff, that they offer, this company actually offers you. They give you a little tray with this to put water in. It's like a rinse tray, you know, kind of like the Brio or the Skull Shaver has. And you actually stick it in. It's a lot cheaper looking, but you stick it in there while it's running, and it has to clean itself out before you finish the shave. So anytime you have to tell your people to rinse it halfway through a shave, I just think it's just kind of not the greatest idea because, you know, nobody wants to take more time trying to clean their head shaver out and then turn around and finish the job. You might as well just use a razor and go as slow as possible. If you're in a hurry, that's why we use these. So, you know, the RPM, again, it just cannot keep up with coarser hair. So if you have coarse hair, this is definitely not a good option for you. But even if you have fine hair like me, there's way better options than this one. And this is one you can find at Walmart, just like the Balder Pro. A lot of people just get in a pinch and they're like, oh, I want a head shaver so bad. And they buy one at Walmart when you can just get one on Prime a day or two later and get a better one, maybe spend a little bit more money, or sometimes in some cases about the same money amount of price, and get a better one. So again, this is number 11. This is going to be the Cut Buddy. Number 10, when I got this, I was excited about it. And I think it's just because the way it looks. I love the looks of this thing. It's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. It charges on the bottom, but you can also put it on the stand like this. I just think that this thing looks amazing, right? Feels awesome in the hand. I'm telling you, it's got like 7 blades. It really feels great. It snugs to the head. So kudos to them for that. But here's the deal. Again, it has the blades that open up like this, and it's kind of, I mean, I'm trying to get them open right now, and it's kind of hard to get open, and they're so close to get together. And so when you finally get it open, if I can get it open, again, these things are kind of hard, especially people like myself that got big fat fingers. You know, but you finally get one open, if I can. Again, this is a proof right here why I do not care for this design. Okay, so I got one open. See what they do? They won't stay open. They want to shut. So by the time you get the other one open, it's all shutting. So it's super, super hard to get these all open and staying open to clean, right? And then once you get all those open, you got to get this one off and screw this one off. So it's super, super hard. All right, super, super hard to do. And with that being said, it does a great job shaving the head. It does. I'm not going to lie. The blades are great, but I just hate the design, how you have to clean these and it's hard to do it. So, hey, hang on because we're going to get to the skull shaver. I've got like 4 different models in the skull shaver. In fact, one's coming up very, very soon. All right. So I already talked about the palm shaver by Skull Shaver. But we're getting there, guys. A VeroShave is a great option, but again, I hate the heads on this thing. Battery life's okay. It's not the greatest, but there's a lot worse. Okay, so that is going to be coming in at number 10. We're moving through these guys. We're moving along. So I'm glad you asked about the Skull Shaver because now I'm going to talk about the Skull Shaver Pitbull Silver. All right, we just talked about the palm. Here's the silver, okay? So the silver is going to be the entry model to the actual Pitbull models, the whole lineup of the Pitbulls. So it'll start with the Pitbull Silver, go to Pitbull Gold, and then it'll go to the Platinum, and then there's a diamond one out there. I'm just going to tell you right now, I do not have the diamond. I'm not going to spend, what, $300-$400 on that one. Just not going to do it. I don't think it's very smart to spend $300-$400 on a head shaver. I think it's ridiculous when there's so many more options available at a lower price that gets the job done. So silver is going to be better than the palm, obviously better than the 10 that I've already talked about already, or what was it, the 8 that I've already talked about. You know, Skull Shaver, I love the way the ergonomics is on this head shaver, just like the palm as well. Just, you know, really, really nice in the hand. I love how you can just kind of put your fingers between like that and just do it like this. But this one is going to be a cheaper, lower quality battery. All right, it's not going to last as long as the other ones in this Pitbull line. The performance isn't going to be as good as the other ones in this Pitbull line. So what I would tell you, this is a good entry level if you're wanting to. It doesn't have an actual digital display as far as the percentage. So again, like a lot of these other ones, like the Freeird here, it just has the, you know, the little lines. That's not going to really tell you specifically where you're at. I don't really like that. The one thing I don't like about the Pitbull Golds or any of the Pitbull lines is they have proprietary chargers, charging bases here. All right, not a USB-C that a lot of these companies are going to for good reasons, which makes it more universal. But the silver is better than the other ones I talked about, in my opinion. But if you're going to buy a silver, you might as well spend a few more dollars and just upgrade it to the next one above that in this Pitbull series. Okay, so we're going to move to number 8, and I know this is going to be shocking to you guys because this is a fantastic, amazing head shaver right here. Amazing. It's one of the top of the line of the Pitbull by Skull Shaver. But I will say this thing looks incredible. This is the Platinum. You can see it looks fantastic. Look at the digital display. Get it cleaned off here. Amazing. It says Pitbull on there. See if I can get that to clean. Take that glare off real quick. See that? So it's really cool. But here's the deal. This thing is expensive. This thing it cuts the same exact way. I'm telling you, the same closeness as the Pitbull Gold, but it costs way more money. So you're basically paying a lot more money for the appearance of this, but also the accessories. The accessories that come with this, you're gonna have a rinse tray, and you're also going to have a case that looks like this. So here's the case that comes with it, and here's the rinse tray. all right, that it sits on top. So you just put water in this, fill it up, and then you would just sit your head shaver inside the little groove and turn it on, and it will just run while it cleans. Okay, so you know, super nice and fancy, luxurious, but it's going to cost you some money. And if you're looking for something that's just going to shave your head really nice and last a long time, and it's going to get a good close shave, you can find something for a lot cheaper than that. Okay, so that's the only reason why I put that at number 8. It's a fantastic head shaver, but it's overpriced, so I put it at number 8. Moving on to number 7, we're getting down there. This is the Kensen 7D. Kensen. So you can see it does have a travel lock on it, which I love travel locks. All right. And that's what it's going to look like in the front. Nothing crazy special. Here's the blades on this. It's going to have that aqua blue. It does have a magnetizing blade. So I love the magnetizing blades, heads on it. I do. I think they're awesome. Also comes with a USB-C charging port. So it's very universal. Battery life works good in this. Fantastic, Kensen. It is a Chinese brand. It is a great head shaver. You can find them on Amazon. With that being said, I do want to introduce you to Hummingbird. If you've never heard of Hummingbird, this is one that would go toe-to-toe with this. And they do have a MK3, which I thought I had, but I don't with me right now. But the MK3 is identical to this one. And so I'm just going to go ahead and skip number 6 because I thought I had the Hummingbird MK6. But again, it's the same exact as this one, but the only thing different is the side's going to look different. All right. And the face is going to be just a little bit different. It's going to look more like this one, almost identical, but different colors. So this is the actual MK3, just like the other one I was going to talk about, but it's the stealth version by Hummingbird. Again, it's got that travel lock. You hold it down for 3 seconds, which is really nice. If you travel, you put it in your bag. You don't have to worry about it going off while you travel. So this one's at this one's at 85%, okay, on the battery. So Hummingbird is an incredible company from New Jersey. They're killing it. Great customer service, 1-year warranty on all their stuff. They back their stuff up. Again, USB-C charging capabilities. It does have the magnetizing blades. And the battery is fantastic. Now notice on this one, just like the Kensen, they flex kind of like outward, you know, see that? And then this one does the same thing, all right? So that's just the way the heads flex on this, all right? So very ideal price on Amazon for these. Again, you can find them in my Amazon storefront. All right, so we're moving on, guys. We're in the top 4 now. My top number 4 would absolutely have to be out of all the school shavers, my top pick for them would be the Pitbull Gold. And it's because, well, the price, it's like the sweet spot of all the head shavers from Pitbull Gold, from the Pitbull series. And this is the Pitbull Gold Pro, and it's got great blades on it. The battery life will give you like 60 to 90 minutes on a full charge. They do have different blades for coarse hair, for light hair, or thin hair, and it does have a digital display too. So really nice, 77% there. So you get everything you want from the school shaver line that is actually going to help get a close shave. Again, if you want to pay the extra money, and it's quite a substantial amount more money, you can buy the Platinum, but you're just buying it for the accessories. So if you like the accessories more or want them to go with your Pitbull Gold, you certainly buy them online, you know. So that is going to be not my number 4. Number 3, moving on, is the MK3 Hummingbird's older brother, and this is going to be MK13. Let me see if I can clean that off. MK13, all right. And so a lot bigger display on that, as you can see. 65% battery, all right. It's got 7 blades, and let me show you something. By the way, it does have, obviously, it's all the Hummingbird trimmers and all that stuff that you can find. It does have the USB-C charging capabilities on there. But see, the MK3, how it goes outward like this. Okay. This one goes inward. So it's like an inverted instead of concave, or what is it? Convex and concave. So this one really does a great job with snugging to your head. By the way, these do a great job right above my ears. So I can always tell a good head shaver when it cuts really good above my ears where it's real coarse. And these do a fantastic job. And this one is very, very good price on Amazon, just so you know. All right, number two and number three, it was a hard one for me, guys. I've been talking about this for a long time. Um, you know, a lot of people know that I'm a big BaldiPro guy. Again, I promise you, I don't get paid anything more from Groomie than I would Brio, than I would. You know what? I forgot one. I completely forgot one, and I'll do an honorable mention on that one. But Cut Buddy, Pitbull Gold, or not Pitbull Gold, the Skull Shaver line. I get paid from them. You know, it doesn't matter. VeroShave, and that was all the way up on number 10. Manscaped, all those companies, you know, they'll give me a percentage if I make money, if I sell their stuff. But I'm not going to sell you stuff that I don't use. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just telling you, you know, people have said they love these head shavers, and some people say they hate them. But my whole family uses these two head shavers, and I'll tell you the one that they use the most is going to be Baldy Pro by Grooming. My wife swears by this. She loves this. She uses it on her legs. My daughter's still my wife's because um, they have the Brio, the old first Brio, and that one died on them. And they haven't got the new Brio, but they want one of these, and I'm gonna get them one of these. But I love how it magnetizes. All right, it's got the digital display. All right, mine is at 89%, and they go to 90. The only downfall for this, in my opinion, is it's got the proprietary charger. I wish it had USB-C. Other than that, they sell these things for 30 bucks on sale, $29.99, but they try to get you in a subscription for the blades. That's how they get their money. But if you want to buy this outright, I think it's like 60, 70 bucks, somewhere around there for the actual unit. And again, I love this head shaver. It was a tie between this one and the next one I'm going to talk about. And the next one is going to be the Brio Raze 2.0. This is the upgraded Brio. It's a little bit bulkier, but and I wouldn't say bulkier than the Grooming because you can see the difference. But the original Brio looked more like this, all right? But it's had the same head as this. But you can see why I love this so much because it's like almost identical on the blades. Blades work fantastic. The reason why I put this at number one, I've been using this a lot, because for the price that you pay for this unit, you actually get a rinse tray instead of having to pay the extra, what is it, $25 for the rinse tray from the Skull Shaver. This comes with it. The way this works is, you know, that line right there in the middle, you'd fill that with water to that line. You'd stick this in there like that, lift this up like that, and you would take your Brio Raze. Once you're done using it, stick it in there like this. And there's two buttons here. There's a power button. It's got speed 1 and speed 2. So I use speed 1. But it also has a CL cleaning. And you do that and stick it in there in the water and let it sit. And what it'll do is it'll rotate differently, different like speeds on these rotary blades. And it cleans it. It kind of shoots the trappings of the hair out into the water. So when you're getting done with that, you can sit it on top and let it just kind of, you know, gravity just clean it out. And so, yes, I know it's kind of redundant. You know, people say, well, that's kind of stupid. I think those are just gimmicks, you know, the rinse tray. Well, maybe so. I mean, we've always used these, you know, the little brushes that we have to clean these out by putting them under the water. We can do that. It's not an issue to do that. But it saves time. If you don't want to have to do that, you can go do something else. For me, it's like fixing my beard, you know, blow drying my beard, or, you know, putting my clothes on, doing whatever I need to do to save time. And the whole idea is to save time with head shavers. Brio has fantastic, phenomenal customer service. If you don't like something, they'll take care of you. They really do. You know, I'm thinking, I believe you know, I'll tell you here in a little bit, but Brio is right there out of, let's see here, I believe they're out of the Northeast. I'm trying to think of the place where they're from. I can't think off the top of my head right now. But anyways, they're up there in the Northeast, and they have phenomenal stuff. Hair dryers that are very quiet. They put their money in innovation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Brio Beardscape version 1 or 2 has been like a staple for most beardsmen all over the country. The battery lives are fantastic. So that's what I love about Brio. The stuff, it comes with a travel case included as well. But again, the Groomie BaldiPro, it's kind of like they got the trade-offs. They do. I mean, obviously this one has a USB-C charging port right there, which is a plus for me. So that is going to be my top 17. Now, with that being said, there is one that came out last year that I did a review on. Many of you guys probably have seen my review. A lot of you guys have bought this, okay? I've seen so many people buy this since I first reviewed it and talked about it. In fact, I had the box here, and that's the MaxGroom head shaver, all right? And this is mine right here, but I love how it contours really nice to your head. It's got the magnetizing blade on it. Okay, it feels like quality. You can see, you know, it really has a lot of room for trappings. The whole blades can come out. You can clean each one of them. It's got 2 speeds on this thing. This one's ironically dead, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. But the interesting thing about this, it has 2 different speeds. I think it's 5,000 and 7,000 or 7,500. I can't remember. But fantastic, amazing head shaver. But, and it comes with a USB-C charging port. So that's like everything I always talk about. Like if they could just get it all in one head shaver, this would be the ultimate best head shaver ever. And this seems to be the one. But I have had some friends that have reached out to me on YouTube and said, hey, I have that MaxGroom. I've loved it. I've kept this in my shower, and there's condensation now inside the screen, and it's messed up. So they've said that they reached out to MaxGroom and they have replaced it. And I've heard that they have a new one out. I have not tried that, but I've heard the new one is good. So if you've tried the new MaxGroom, let me know in the chat below. I would love to know your thoughts on this. But fantastic charger. I mean, the battery life on this one for me is actually starting to get a little bit weaker. So I know sometimes there's anomalies. I know some people say, well, this one was terrible, and then everybody else thinks they're amazing. So, you know, in China where these are made, by the way, every one of these head shavers are made in China because we don't have the infrastructure to make these head shavers in the United States. So they're designed here, kind of like Apple is designed in California, but they're made in, what is it, China. Obviously, everything's made in China, it seems like. But you know, you just don't have that quality, one-for-one quality like you do in America in China. You know, it's there's no accountability. So, you know, you might have some great ones, you might have some bad ones. So, but it really goes back to the idea, what is the company like? If it's the company, a company you trust, because if they're a company like you can trust, like Brio or Hummingbird, you know, you can go back to these companies and they'll take care of you, maybe refund you, maybe give you an exchange or replacement skull shaver. I love this. I love the head shavers that they have. They're, from what I understand, they're kind of hard. From, in my opinion, they've been kind of hard to work with, you know, when you have problems with their school shaver lines and stuff. So, you know, maybe you guys have had different experiences. I've just heard stuff. I've kind of experienced that a little bit a couple years ago with them. Just throwing that out there. All right. Customer service is always a big player for me, no matter how great a product is. If I have something that's just as good, maybe not better, but just as good, but they have a great customer service, I will lean more on that side because I know that if something does go wrong, they're going to take care of me, as opposed to if I have something that I think is going to be great and I happen to get something bad from this company, but their customer service is terrible, then I'm just going to be up a creek without a paddle. So this one's on Amazon. So, but again, guys, that's going to be kind of like my ranking for this year, 2025. I like to do reviews every year on my top head shavers for the year. because new ones come and go. But I would love to know what your opinion is on head shavers. Any of these head shavers I've talked about, maybe you have a different idea on these. Maybe you have a different stance on these. Maybe there's a head shaver that I've never heard of that maybe you can list and give me an idea. Maybe I can check it out myself. But let me know what your favorite head shavers are in the chat below. I would love to know. Let's get interactive. I love answering every comment that people leave. I'm a very approachable person. Again, I appreciate you guys checking this video out and staying to the end. If you have not hit the like button, please do. If you found good content here, if you found this to be helpful for you in any way, explaining, just kind of keeping you from spending your money and blowing it on something that you don't know, that is a win-win for you, and it should be a win-win for me with a like. But again, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I would love to have you part of my community when it comes to head shaving, to tips, tutorials, reviews. Also, again, you know, BHT Grooming, if you're into like small batch beard products and like head shaving products, I make them myself, bhtgrooming.com. You can go check it out, and use code CHAD10 to save yourself 10% as well at checkout. But other than that, guys, I appreciate that that you guys stayed to the end and checked this out and dropped some comments for me to be able to help you guys out. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great, fantastic week. And always remember, look sharp and lead strong. I'll see you next time.